Welcome to this event. What you'll see on your screen is UbuntuMate running an Oracle VirtualBox. And so this is a fresh new install that I've done, Oracle VirtualBox. I've downloaded UbuntuMate 15.10. And what I'm going to do now is log on. And so here is the actual screen that it comes up. The only user that I have here, I have student and guest session, but the only user that has administrative rights is student. I'm going to log in with my password. And the cool thing about UbuntuMate, it's really crisp. It's lightweight. And so you can see that this is my first time using it. It comes up with introduction, features, getting started, tons of documentation that's available, support, community support, and then projects on how to get involved, shopping, and then donating to the project. A lot of these items are open source, which means a lot of their money comes from donators of people that actually use the OS, like you, me, or potentially others. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to navigate around here really quick. So when I click on applications, I have accessories, and of course, calculator, search tool, screenshot, graphics, internet. So Firefox is here, Pigeon, internet messenger. This is pretty cool because I can integrate this with a ton of other items such as Facebook, Gmail, AIM, and a ton of other tools. So I can go here and click add. And then here, I have a list of items that I can add or accounts that I can add in here and chat with. So I'm going to close this out because I'm not going to add anything in here. I'm going to go back here. And so graphics. And so you can see here, it's pretty lightweight in what it offers. It offers pretty much the basic VLC media player. I have system tools. Places, this is just navigation. So I can get the same thing here. If I go to computer home, here I can see places as well. And these are just system administration tools. Software updater. Welcome, control center. I can click on control center. I can see the items about me. Maybe I want to change my picture. Let's see. More of a astronaut type of guy. Close. And then you'll see that pretty much my about me has, the associated picture for my user has changed. Mate tweak, I can tweak item. Well, sorry, I can tweak items. This is my desktop, Windows, interface. I can have it look like UbuntuMate. I can do Fedora, GNOME, OpenSUSE. So here I can change the interface. So I'm going to keep the interface as is. Here's just showing me hardware, internet network, personal. These are all my items that are personal. Other. And these same items are broken out here to the right as well. So I'm going to close that. And so what you're going to see, what I'm going to do now is actually go through more of the terminal. So this is all GUI stuff. This is fairly easy to navigate on your own. But the important part is to navigate the terminal. So if you hit Control-Alt-T and all at the same time, it's going to bring up the terminal. And so here I can navigate and create files and create shell scripts. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in pwd, and pwd is going to give you my current working directory, I'm in. So it's showing where I'm currently at, and I can hit ls to see what is available. So I have desktop, documents, download, music, pictures, and etc. I'm going to change directories, and so I'm going to do cd ... I'm going to do desktop, and I'm going to hit. So I hit DES, I hit tab button, and it's going to move me to the desktop. And so now I type in pwd, it's going to show me that I'm here. So I can do ls, and I say, oh, this is where I'm at now. And so it shows student. I can type in make directory. So mkdir sample. I can hit enter. So sudo make directory sample. And now it shows that this particular directory was created. So I'm going to remove the directory. So rm dir sample. I'm going to do the asterisk. And now that directory is removed. So now I'm going to do cd student, hit ls, cd desktop. Going to make a directory here. And you can see on my desktop, a directory called sample was made. So there's nothing here in this directory. You can see that it's empty. So nothing here in this directory. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go to that directory. So I'm going to go to sample. And now I'm going to take a look in this directory. There's nothing here yet. So let me close that out. There's always an error report. So I'm going to show you this. And this is showing you the folder. And so here you see sample. I'm going to create a file. So to create a file is just touch. I'm going to type touch1. And you see in this actual folder, touch1 creates a file called 1. So if I want to create more files, I can do touch, and I want to do it in one command, touch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll see that all these files were created in this folder. So I'm going to do remove because I want to remove these items. And they're removed. Now, there's a number of other commands that can help you navigate. So in this folder, I'm going to make a directory called move me, and then call here. So I created two directories. One is called move me, 2 calls here. And I'm going to create files again. I'm going to create 3 files. And so these 3 files are just, there's nothing in them. But I'm going to move and copy files into various directories. So CP does copy. So I can do CP1, right? Well, actually, I'm going to do MV1, and then here. And then I'm going to change directories, go to here, type ls, and you can see that there is the file 1. So here is the file 1. Now, I could always do, copy or control C and then move the file, or control V to cut and paste it. But this is just going through the terminal. And this is good stuff to know how to navigate the terminal, not to be strictly dependent upon the actual GUI. So CP, I'm going to do copy. Move me that directory. I see. So always good to see exactly where you're at. So I'm going to do cd dot dot. I'm going to clear this real quick so you don't see all of this extra stuff. And I'm going to just copy various files over to this other directory. And now I'm going to change directories. And you see that I have pretty much copied those files. All I did was CP. I put the files that I wanted to copy, and then directory or the destination. So all I did was this command, CP, well, sorry, CP23. So the top files were, title 2 and 3, and then the directory, which is MoveMe. That's all I did. So I'm in MoveMe, and so I'm going to go back out or up a directory. I'm going to clear this, and then I'm going to now take a look at the files, right? So now it's a key thing because now I'm understanding permissions. So if I want to do ls-l, so ls-l will give me the permissions of the files here. If I was going to do it in the GUI, I would just right click, properties, and this is, file 2. It would show me the permissions. And I'm going to do ls-l2. And you can see it, and this is good so you can see it how it looks in the command line interface or the terminal versus the actual GUI itself. And so here, this part here is owner, right? Owner or user, groups, and then others. So these are the various permissions that are associated with that file. So read, so it's read, write, execute. So read equals 4, write equals 2, and 1 equals execute. So read, write, execute. And so usually they're given in, you have 3. So sorry, I'm gonna give you a better example. So here is just sample, I'm in the sample directory and it shows file 2. File 2 says they can read, owner or user can read, write, but they can't execute. Groups can read, write, but they can't execute. And then others can read, but can't write or execute. I'm going to do change modify. I'm going to do plus, actually not plus, I'm going to do 7, 7, and then I'm going to do 1. So I'm giving all permissions to owners or users. For groups, I'm giving all permissions, and then I'm giving execute to others, and I'm going to do 2. And now when I do ls-l, you'll see that the color of the files actually changed. And I'm going to close this out, and then I'm going to go back here, go back to permissions. And you can see here that this is what. So allow executing files or program. So these are showing the, the permission that you can do. But you can see right here, when I do the ls-l, and I'm showing all items. So let me just do this so you can just see that particular file and just focus on that file. There we go. You can see 2, and you see the permissions right here. Now this right here indicates if it's a directory or not. So right here, where you see here and you see MoveMe, they're blue, they're directories. But right here indicates if it's a directory or not. So that's what you're saying right there. So I'm going to clear this. I close this out. And I'm going to go through some other commands that I think are necessary, and then we'll talk about shell scripts and some other stuff. So some other commands that are necessary is uname. And so uname will actually tell you what your OS is. And so here is saying it's Linux. But I mean, that's great, but you need more information than just that, right? So we're going to type you see is giving me more information, and there's different options. So I can do a man page, which is a manual page, and it'll give me more options for the OS. So uname-a, it's going to tell me, the kernel. It's going to tell me, Ubuntu, whatever, x86-84. You can do Linux. So it's giving me more information. I can do this command, which is uname-v. Yeah, it's giving me another one. I can do uname-m, and these are all system commands that provide other information that are that's related to the system. So it's pretty good stuff. Now, if I wanted to see a summary of my hardware, I could type this. Try that again. All right. So it's sudo space ls hw space dash short. And what this gives me is a summary of all my hardware information. And that's what it does. So a summary of all my hardware information. Now I can also do a command to print this out as HTML. And I'm going to do another command. And this command, let me clear this. So this command is going to show me all my Linux CPU information. And so it's ls CPU. It's pretty easy to remember. So just remember, you're going to do ls anyway, which is your long listing. You can see your files. Just remember ls CPU, tie it all together, no space, and you'll see all your information related to your CPU. Another item is ls blk, and this is going to show you all your block devices. And then you can do it you can do a -a. And I'll show you, even more. All right, so that's a good amount of some hardware items and system items to be seen. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to clear this. We're going to take a look where we're currently at. So we know So we're going to create a shell script. And actually, before we do that, we need to install a program called via editor improve. So sudo app-get install vim. So vim is going to allow us to edit our shell script. And now you can use nano or something else, but my preference is to use vim. All right, so I'm going to create a shell script. So install tools.sh. And so I have my shell script here. However, my shell script does not have the properties to execute. So I need to have that for my shell script to actually run. So I'm going to do a quick change modify. You can always do +X, and it's going to allow all the different users associated or profiles or groups or whatever to execute that particular file. So I'm going to do +X install. I'm going to hit tab. And now when I do ls, it's going to be green. But if I do ls-l, it's going to show that that is an executable file. So I'm going to type in vim install, and it's going to bring me here. So this is the via editor enhance, or via editor improve. I'm going to hit insert. I'm going to do shebang, then bash. These are comments. So when I hit in the pound, the first line is going to make this file run. When I do pound in my name, I'm just basically saying this is a comment, is going to be disregarded. All right, so the first time you always want to do your sudo app get update. So run updates. And then I'm going to do my install. I'm thinking about the programs that I want. Maybe I want Wireshark. So I'll do install Wireshark. Oh, Wireshark. So I'm putting comments everywhere. Map. Actually, it should be install. I didn't see that one there. Sudo app. I'm going to see if ZenMap installs. Then we'll do sudo app dash get our base 2.7. Actually, should be our base. Our sudo app. And so I'm just thinking of some programs to install. So it really is Python 2.7. So install. All right, so I have everything pretty much what I want here. The only problem is now is the user has no clue what's going on. So what I want to do is echo and administrative approved install. I'm just writing some echoes, and the echoes are going to print to the screen. Machine. All right, so I'm going to hit escape, and then I'm going to hit the colon here. Hit the colon at the bottom. If you do Q, it'll quit. If I do write, it'll write. And if I do WQ, it'll write quit. So that's what I'm doing. And now I'm curious if there's something actually in the install file. Now, so here, if you look right here, you see the file I actually wrote. But I can click on it to see if something worked, but I can also do this. I can do cat, and it'll show me everything that I have here, right? So now I see this, see what I wrote. I can also type in head, and I want to see the first 6 lines. And that's what this item is going to do until we'll do the same thing. And I'll do 3, and it's going to do the same thing. Now, if I click it in the file here, and then look at the display, it's going to show me everything that I put in here. So this is how this actual shell script looks. So I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to run. So we'll let this run, and it'll prompt me to hit yes every now and then, and I'll keep hitting yes. And then we'll see what has installed once I run everything. So I don't know if I had the right name for every item. So we'll see what actually installs with me just guessing. Oh, so Wireshark worked. So let's go to yes. All right. So it seems like everything is pretty much installed. And I can go here to applications. I can go to internet. And here I have ZenMap installed. So ZenMap's installed, which means Nmap is probably installed as well. What else is installed? I thought Wireshark installed. But I can just do this. So I can do sudo Wireshark. And Wireshark is installed. So we know that much. And ZenMaps install. And then I did Python, so I added Python here. So see if we can find it through here. All right, let's do this. Okay. Interesting. All right. So you see a number of the programs installed. Wasn't too hard, but that is an example of creating an install script. You can also create scripts to remove programs and stuff like that. So how does it relate to security? So when you're talking about hardening scripts, you can create predetermined scripts, well, scripts to download pre-approved programs. So if you're a large enterprise, you can write a script to download programs only that are on the approved products list or something, or approved application list. And that's what you can do. And so that's what you can do with your actual script. And so what I would tell you to do is play around, create your own script, and go through your particular items and create a script to actually harden items. You know, when I say harden, you know, download, remove your own programs. You could do purge to do that, or actual apply permissions to users and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do this is just a shutdown. All right, so I can do, actually, you can shut down a computer like this. This is just a restart. Actually, it'll be sudo reboot. And all you see here is pretty much the OS being rebooted. Yep, and so when I changed the picture earlier, you see it here, and you can see obviously the UbuntuMate is this, you know, it's pretty lightweight, and I'm running in the VM, and I'm running at least 14 other programs on my desktop. And I am using a Dell Precision M4800, so I mean, you know, maybe that accounts for probably pretty much a lot, but UbuntuMate's pretty good. So I'm just going to log back in here. And I'm already back in UbuntuMate. I'm just going to stop this annoying thing from coming up. Here we go. This will never come up again. I'm going to remove this, move the trash. All right. So that is my UbuntuMate. And now I'm going to do sudo power off. And this is going to power off. What I'm going to show you is an example, a Kali machine. This is a Kali, it's a lightweight Kali Linux machine. There's not a ton of tools in here. But I'm just going to start real quick. So here it is here. Now, one of the things you can do, I would say go to scale mode, and scale mode will change the look of your VM, or at least it will scale it. And so that's what I just did. And so this right here is just showing Kali Linux. You guys may have the full-fledged version of Kali. I think it's like a, but this here you'll see that it's pretty much not many different tools in here. So I'll use the default configuration. So it's loading with the default configuration. And you can see here that there's a number of tools that are, just minimal tools. Like Nmap, ZenMap is, I guess easier for individuals to do. SQLmap is a great tool. But you can see here it's pretty much minimalized. So what we'll do the next time, we'll go through more of some advanced scripts, and then there'll be some pretty much already done and kind of go through that. What I forgot to show is another item is to look at your process. So you can do yes, and it'll show your process, right? Or you can do top, and top will show all your different processes that are running. I do quit, I'll do sudo install htop. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Actually, sudo install. All right, so I'm installing a program called htop, and I just typed in sudo space app dash get space install space htop, and it's installing htop. And I'm going to show you why I installed htop. All right, so I'm going to type in htop, and htop looks very different than top. And I'll bring up another item here so you can compare. So you can see there's a big difference. So this is htop, this is top. So with htop, there's a number of different items down here. Let me close this out so this doesn't get confusing. All right, so here is showing all the different processes running. It's showing you the task, showing the threads, load average, uptime, CPU, memory, swap, all that stuff. So I can go F5, and it's going to show me a tree of everything. I can do F6, so collapse it. I can do F6, so expand it. I can do F7 to show nice items. Sorry, F8. And then here I can do F3. I can do like a search. So I can search items. Let me cancel that. I can filter. And then I can choose what to kill. So I can move down here. I can choose, what process I'm going to kill. Now, if you're going to do this via terminal or command line, you would have to do kill space PID and then the actual process number. So you would actually have this number right here. This tool, htop and top, are just a whole lot better in killing various processes and seeing actually what's running in the background. All right, so I'm going to close this out. And next time we'll do some advanced scripting, and we'll talk about creating some advanced scripts. And I'll have a number of scripts already created that you can actually download from my blog that will provide you install, purge files, and stuff like that. And they'll also talk about converting programs and converting RPMs and stuff like that. All right, thanks for actually attending.